Every man is worth more than his worst day. Every man in prison today is in there for his weakest moment, his gravest mistake, his lesser self, a moment, a failing, a misguided path he chose to follow.
At one point in my life, I spoke about guns, I spoke about drugs.
There is, underneath society's hatred of his transgressions, a possibility for that man to rise above his past and become whole again.
Today I speak about books, I speak about ideas, I speak about philosophy.
Confucius, Sigmund Freud, and Farah Muhammad is an evolution of God. Searching for the truth is a threat, seems the closer we get to the truth.
That every man is capable of rising up to his better self and defining himself not by his moment of weakness, but by his dedication to his strength and his commitment to change.
And I think one of the virtues of education is it forces you to become a critical thinker and examine your life. And I think it was Socrates who said that the unexamined life is not worth living. So I think education encouraged me to begin to examine my life and to be honest with myself about where I was and where I wanted to go.
I'm fond of the expression that incarceration conceals but education reveals. I came in when I was 23, and now I have 23 years in, so I've lived in here as long as I lived out there. The person who came in was somebody that I wouldn't like today, somebody that I wouldn't ever want to deal with. And the amazing thing is that that person was me.
Hudson Link's about second chances. It's really all about redemption.
Hudson Link truly believes in the transformative power of education. The college program started in 1998 at Sing Sing Correctional Facility with 16 inmates. Today, Hudson Link is in 3 facilities serving over 200 men and women. Sean Pica was one of those original 16 men, and today,
Hey, what's up?
he is Executive Director of Hudson Link for Higher Education.
When I was told that I was chosen to be in the class for Hudson Link, it was way more than just getting a chance to go to school. For me, it meant somebody cared about me. And you know what? When someone cares about you, you tend to care about yourself. And those are some of the first basic elements to making a change in your life. And education just filled in all the blanks behind that.
The first class I registered for, that was hope. You know, and with each successive class, you know, my hope just increased. You start seeing the possibility that not only am I going to become a college graduate, but there may very well be life after prison for me.
Hudson Link currently has 107 men at Sing Sing, 61 women at Taconic, and 18 men at Fishkill enrolled in college classes. And this summer, 26 men are preparing to begin a new Hudson Link initiative, a pre-college program at Sing Sing.
Not everybody believes that someone in prison should be getting a second chance, let alone an education. So I'm always up against the fact that not everybody believes in what we're doing.
It costs New York State taxpayers $45,000 per year to incarcerate a man at Sing Sing. But for $222,000 a year, Hudson Link can educate 100 men. And this is accomplished through the generosity of individual contributions and foundation grants. Hudson Link receives no state or federal funding for its program.
Sometimes when we think about prison, we think about the building, we think about the bricks, we think about the reputation of, corruption. But very often do we see people. Very often do we see the stories behind the people. So I am essentially a person who made some poor choices, and I am paying for that in some respects. And I'm having an opportunity to redeem myself.
This June, Hudson Link will have graduated 194 inmates in 12 years. 41 of those graduates have been released and none of them have returned to prison. This is a staggering statistic since nationally, 60% of all men and women return to prison within 3 years of release.
I plan to change lives. I plan to change myself. I have changed myself.
I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, if I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be.
Don't laugh when I tell you this. When I get out of prison, I would like to own 3 McDonald's. That was the first job I had in my life. I enjoyed it. I worked for them for 13 years. And now that I have my head on straight, that's what I want to do.
We can show that we're more than the worst thing we've ever done.
Todd Young.
Redemption is real, and transformation is real. And education gives us the power to be able to show people that. Would you rather have somebody coming home from prison, because everybody's going to come home sooner or later, would you rather have them come home the same way they went in, or would you like them to come home with somebody who can help? President Teddy Roosevelt was quoted as saying that a man with no education could steal a freight car, but a man with a college education could steal the entire railroad. Maybe that wasn't the best quote for this situation. Don't forget where you have been. Don't forget the sacrifices made on your behalf to get you here. Don't forget the heartaches and sorrows you caused your family, your victims, and your victims' families. Don't forget the debt that you owe to those who have gone before you and to those who are coming after you. Don't forget that you are role models and you represent more than just yourselves. Mom, I have given you numerous reasons to be ashamed of me. Today I give you a reason to be proud. You see, Ma, you did do a good job with me. It just took a while to show.
Everyone reminds you all the time that when you go home from prison, society's not going to let you forget where you've been. So why waste your time getting a college diploma? And thankfully, I never listened, because society does look at other things.
I want to be remembered as someone who fell and had the courage to get back up. I want to be remembered as someone who made poor choices at some point in his life, but who eventually decided to be responsible for himself. I want to be remembered as someone who loved learning. This is bigger than a second chance. This is a new life.